And the Celtics looking dapper getting off the bus earlier. You've got to look your best coming into an opponent's building. Welcome, everyone, to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. Also joining us from the sidelines, David Aldridge. And now the opening lineup for Boston. The guards are Pritchard and White. Then there's Jaylen Brown. And it's Queta in at the 5 spot. And for Sacramento, DeRozan and Murray slot in at the small and power forward. Russell Westbrook out there with LaVine, and it's Rain Man in at the 5, patrolling the paint. You know, Greg, so often we talk about depth, but how important is it for these teams to possess it?
Yeah, especially with the amount of injuries we see happen every season. It's so critical that teams have players that are ready to step up and produce. It really allows you to not have to change the way you play.
Now, here's Westbrook outside LaVine. There's the triple. They get the rebound. Here's Murray. Rain Man. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Passes it to Pritchard. The shot's good. Brown making the play.
You see the unselfishness right there. Brown wanting to keep his teammates involved.
Here's Rain Man. He kicks to LaVine. Outside Westbrook. 6 to shoot. Pass to Rain Man. And the 3 ball is good. Rain Man's got 5.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Kings ahead. They lead by 2. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And looking at what we've seen from Sacramento so far, guys, what do you think?
Just cashing in on second chance opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
Yeah, the defense hasn't been there. They are getting hammered on second chance opportunities.
Monk on the wing. He's paired with DeRozan. Achua is out there with Dario Saric, and it's Schroeder in at the point guard position. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Kings. Here's Brown, just 5 to shoot. Here's Pritchard. He's guarded by Schroeder. A shot by Pritchard, no good.
And I like the aggressiveness of DeMar DeRozan's game. He's constantly testing the defense, looking for any weakness he can exploit to get a bucket.
Sacramento shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
The first one falls. Some changes for Boston. Hauser's checked in, and it's Gonzalez in for Pritchard. So he gets them both.
Well, this is why you run your offense through him in important situations. You know he's going to deliver.
Simons from outside. Saric grabs the board. And there's the pass to DeRozan. Back to Saric. DeRozan on the wing. And that that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Kings lead by 4. Live from Golden One Center. You're watching 2K Sports.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
A pretty close game for the Kings throughout the first quarter. Their field goal percentage was a... That's all for now.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You look at Rain Man, what a contribution.
But really, the numbers aren't gaudy. They don't stick out, but his energy and impact does.
There's no doubt. And he's affected the game in any number of ways, and he's definitely important to the success of this team.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. On the floor for Boston, White in at shooting guard, with Brown playing small forward. And it's Pritchard in at the point guard. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And when you talk about Derrick White, Doris, how impressive has his rise been?
Kevin, it's been both impressive and sometimes feels improbable. He was not highly recruited. There were no expectations on him when he arrived in the NBA. This guy has turned himself into one of the premier defenders from the guard spot, an excellent shot blocker, and so rock steady as a ball handler on the offensive end.
And that one falls for White. Hey, Greg, one thing that the Kings have had work for them over the last few seasons is their depth.
And have made some shrewd moves to fill out their bench. Got great contributions from their 6 through 10 players. It's been a big part of their recent success.
And both free throws good for White. Doris, some great shooters on this Boston team, but at times, don't you think they settle from the perimeter?
Well, Kevin, obviously, this is a coaching staff that puts a heavy emphasis on three-point shooting. They led the league in makes. They led the league in attempts. But obviously, your 2 best players, Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown, with their size and athleticism and driving ability, you want to try to find the right balance. They do a great job of that.
Pass to Walsh. Outside, White. Knocks down the 3 ball. White's got 5.
He's not always assertive on the catch, but Derrick White, rise and fire from 3-point, and it is on target.
Murray. The rebound by the Celtics.
Boy, in that close, he's almost automatic. Boy, that's pretty good defense. Wow.
Here's Pritchard. He's covered by Westbrook. Pass to Brown. And it's good for 2. Brown's got the lead up to 1 now for the Celtics. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Boston on top, up 1. And when we return, we'll get the 4th quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feet. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far with this 4th quarter. Sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. They've got Precious at shooter. Dunk is out there with Dennis Schroeder. Then there's Murray. And it's LaVine in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento.
So much riding on that shot. What a bucket.
I'll tell you, that changes things, doesn't it? Good job, young fella. What a game.
Now a timeout called by Boston. They're behind by 1. There's 48 seconds left in the 4th quarter of this one. We're breaking the action. Gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, able to listen in on what Joe Mazzulla was going over with his team. He told him he liked the way they were working, but he said we have to really get after it. All we need is a couple of stops. Keep your focus. We'll see if they can close it out. Kevin?
Thanks, David. That one's not going to go. This could be a turning point.
Critical possession right here.
Here's Garza. It's in!
And they've got a time to give here if they need it.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento. They're trailing by 1. 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
Always intriguing to see what a coach draws up in this situation.
What you want is to create a clean, high-percentage look if that's at all possible.
And now we present our New Balance Player of the Game, Derrick White.
And his percentage from the field tonight seems almost made up. I didn't think it was possible to have that kind of success shooting the basketball. You need a little bit of luck, a bunch of hard work, and a whole lot of talent.
Shot, high post. Ooh, offline.
Normally he'll drill that shot, and I'm sure they'll look to find him in that spot again.
No doubt. Very good play.